Hello, hello, hello. How are you today? Um, Doing a live in the Awakening Through Sexuality group today to start to kick off what I would call awareness about our sexual energy and how it's going to help us in these times of awakening right now, because it's so important to have a reset to our body and to our system and our sexual energy, our orgasm, our pleasure is really important right now because there's so much dense, heavy energy going on right now. We have to kind of break it up. And an orgasm, in my perspective, is kind of like running a pipe cleaner up and down your central channel, which is the central channel of all your chakras. It's the kind of axle that all of our chakras go on. And what we're trying to do is stay above all the negative energy that's going on. We're also trying to clear our traumas, all the things that are blocking us, the past beliefs, the shame and the guilt, the things that have clogged up our ability to be sexual beings. And the easiest, most simple way to break through a lot of stuff that's kind of concreted, I'd call it like the bridge pilings of our trauma, of our armor, are rooted in things that are negative. And all those bridge pilings or concrete foundations for that stuff is in our lower chakras, in our sacral, in our solar plexus, in our root. And it's actually, you can find the traumas which turn into like bubbles in our body. They're bubbles of unexpressed emotion. Let's say you get attacked or somebody assaults you or something. You have a whole bunch of energy that shows up, a whole bunch of emotions, a whole bunch of fear, a whole bunch of doubt that needs to be expressed. But you can't express it in that moment. It's not societally acceptable, or you're in the middle of trying to defend yourself or be safe, and you never get that opportunity. So it builds up, and then you sit afterwards and you sit in that kind of mire and frustration, and then you start making rules to make sure that that never happens again. I won't go in a dark alley, or I won't be around a man or a woman that's like that again, or whatever. And it ends up, we build all these little rules to protect ourselves, and then all that trauma is pushed down into the lowest parts of our body. And it can be actually felt and experienced in lower parts of the body. For example, a pubic mound that people have, that's actually trauma creates fat and creates a protection mechanism, and we actually hide our genitals through fat and other things being collected down there. We then it self-expresses. If we're not feeling comfortable with our sexuality, we will not be comfortable with our body, and then we won't be comfortable with nudity, etc. So we end up building this armor, this protection, and what we're trying to do now is, in this time, start to get back to being okay with our body. And I'm talking about doing this personally for yourself, one-on-one with yourself only, to start understanding what feels good in your body, like going and just touching gently your body. Can you feel that electric energy? Can you feel that tickle? And you're going to find out that some parts of your body that you think are really sensitive, once you go and play with this, you're going to find out that they got like numb spots. You can find spots. I've got spots on my back right now that are attachments from other people that I'm still working through, but they're literally numb. I can run my finger against it or take a little scratching stick or whatever, and I cannot feel sensations in certain spots. So these are traumas that are built up in our body. Those can actually be in parts of our sexual organs, in our anal area, any place that has strong muscles or is contracted a lot. In women, it can be their cervix. It can be a whole number of different things. So to start off getting comfortable with our sexual energy, it's just lay down and touch and feel ourselves, touch our body, go and feel the sensations. I happen to have a man's body or whatever, but I can actually feel sometimes where there's numb spots on my lingam. And I'm sure women can feel that too. Not having a woman's body, I can't demonstrate it, but I can tell you I've felt in working with women nodules in the sensitive parts of their body, and we can touch those nodules and it will take them right back to a traumatic situation. And how do we express that energy? How do we move through that energy? How do we heal that energy without expressing it, without touching it, without going back to that incident and then breathing and carrying through it? And these are hugely important self-awareness things that are really important to start looking at. We can also start to move that energy by giving ourselves pleasure and using orgasmic to move these things. So when we build up, we can start to do edge play, different things where you build the quality of the orgasmic pleasure that's building in your body through your own touch, and then get to a point where you get up to the edge and then you stop and then you breathe that energy up your chakras. Just kind of squeeze your root like this, or your Kegel muscles, and go and pull that energy up, and all of a sudden the arousal is less, and now it's in your sacral chakra, and now all of a sudden you're filling your sacral chakra, and you can move that up. And by doing this thing, you're pushing that pipe cleaner up and down, and keep building, keep moving the pleasure, keep feeling it with the breath. This feels good. Oh, this feels better. This feels better, until the point that your orgasmic pleasure starts. Now, when the orgasmic pleasure starts, you have what they call the petite mort. In French, it's kind of a small death. We literally die into our body. We lose control. We relax. We arch our backs. Energy shoots through our body, and we get a clearing in our body. That energy starts to move, and it's our creation energy. It's an experience of higher awareness of ourselves. At the same time, there's beautiful things happening in our body. Our brain is giving out all these beautiful oxytocins and serotonins and feel-good hormones. DMT, which is the spirit molecule, which is part of ayahuasca. It gives us spiritual get out of body. We have really intense visions. This can all happen by increasing our pleasure and moving that in our body. Once our body gets comfortable with those levels of pleasure, then we can start to expand pleasure. We can start to go and find a partner to share that pleasure with. And then the human body of a man and a woman interacting, there's a whole bunch of beautiful alchemical stuff that happens. There's changes that shift. You can alchemize your partner. You can key them in. Some of the shamanism that I'm been taught is that women can get to about 6 or 7 in their chakras. Men can maybe get to about 5 by themselves. And when we start sharing with a partner and connecting with them energetically, those numbers go up like 2 or 3 for both. So women can, if they were getting to 7, they're up into the 10 range, and men are into 8 range, just by sharing energy with another partner. So there's really important parts of our sexuality that we're not taught about. We never get an opportunity to explore them. We never get an opportunity to move the sexual energy in our body with a partner. And there's beautiful things that can be taught where men build energy and the women place it in the bodies as part of the act of sexuality. And all of these things are tuning our body and giving us feel-good hormones, releasing the cortisol, releasing all these things. These are the things that are going to flush out the stuff that no longer serves us, the negative energy that's going around every day, we're walking around in all day, and we just give an energetic reset to our whole body. It's kind of like taking a bath with our creation energy, and we can clear it. And if any energies are stuck from past relationships or negativity from your partner or other things, you can set intentions. I want to be sovereign. I choose to be sovereign in this sharing. When you get finished your sexuality with your partner, you say, I release you. And you disconnect these attachments that have societally been programmed on us, and we can now move forward. We can now realize that we're separate from our partner, even though our bodies joined and we shared sexuality together. You are no longer needing to be attached to them at the end of the act. And it's a beautiful place to be, where you can explore non-attachment, when you can explore not having expectations of ownership or safety giving or other things, when we can start to take back our energy at the end and make it ours, and then have the experience for me, not to please another and not to be pleased by another. These are all really important things that are going to serve us in our awakening journey. And we need to just keep constantly going back and understanding that we're sexual beings, and this has been repressed for a reason, and there's no shame and guilt in it, and it's ready and it's time to explore all this stuff. So this is stuff I talk to people about all the time. This is stuff I put in personal practice in my life all the time, and I'd love to share with more people. If people are curious, just send me a message or whatever, we'll talk about it. This is stuff that I do professionally to assist people in getting back in touch with those parts of themselves. And it's the most amazing gift once you go through it, because you self-balance, you become self-aware just by owning that part of ourselves. And right now, most of us are kind of chopped off. About a third of ourselves in our sexual bodies are not even inside our bodies sometimes, because the shame and other things are there. So, so start exploring. Start asking questions. If any of this resonates, let's talk. Let's have lives. Let's get more people involved. Let's have discussion. Maybe you don't feel comfortable around other people talking about this stuff. This is stuff that can be shared one-on-one. There's massage techniques. There's breathing techniques. There's just hundreds of different ways, using crystals, using yoni eggs, using prostate toys, using massage, different types of oils. Castor oil is the most amazing oil that I'm finding. It can heal wounds, and a lot of women have pregnancy traumas, and men have circumcision traumas. There's so many things that we can use, these magical tools that nobody talks about, that can help clear our body and help us be more balanced, more happy, more comfortable, and from there, sky's the limit. So let's start talking about it. And if there's any topics anybody wants to talk about, we'll put them in the post, or put one in the group, and we'll talk about anything in a loving, self-respecting way. There's nothing, no wrong questions, no bad, no good, no whatever. It's all just part of being, to talk about anything that exists. If you're ashamed about it or whatever, say you're ashamed about it. Or if you're curious, be curious. Because if you're curious, I'm guaranteeing hundreds of other people are curious as well, if not everyone. So, love you all, and hopefully this resonates with you, because this is stuff that lights me up, and it's fun to talk about, and we all need to share more of it. So, have a good day. Love you all. Talk to you soon.